Well, folks, early on a Saturday morning, beginning of week 2 for carnivore. Normally on the weekends, after a week of work, I am wiped out and I drag myself out of bed at 9, 10, 11 o'clock. I always attributed it to the fact that I work. But this morning, a week after into a carnivore diet, 7 o'clock, wide awake, what do I do? So I got up. I'm not hungry because it's only been, 12 hours since my last feed. And when you're in carnivore, that ain't much time at all. So I'm having what we call a bulletproof coffee, which is a cup of strong coffee with a tablespoon of heavy cream in there because it's always nice to have fat in your diet. Fat doesn't break a fast, doesn't affect your insulin at all. And I put a half a teaspoon of keto chow minerals. They're good to have. Magnesium, potassium, sodium. Yeah, salt's not bad for you. The doctors kept saying, don't eat salt, don't eat salt, so I didn't. Did it help me? No, it didn't help me at all. So here I am now putting salt in everything, even my coffee. Has my blood pressure gone up? No, it's come down. Salt's good for you. That's why we have salt licks for animals. Animals, they'll walk miles to get the salt. Salt's good for you. Have the doctors been lying to us? Some of them. But most, they're literally ignorant. They don't take enough, and some of them pretty much any nutrition training. And the training they have dates back to the so-called science of the 70s when the studies hadn't been done. It was all opinion at that time. The American Food Guide, which Canada Food Guide has followed, there's no science behind it. They're portioning their numbers. And same with calories. Calories are meaningless. They are. They do. A calorie is how much energy you get out of food when you burn it in a lab. That's got nothing to do with your body and how your body uses things. Oh, we have calories, we'll gain weight. No, if you have insulin in your body, you will gain weight. You can put cells in a petri dish in a bath of fat and sugar, and they'll just sit there, fat cells. But as soon as you introduce insulin, suddenly, poof, they swell up. Why? Because your cells, your whole body is designed to run on these hormones and chemical signals, and insulin is one of them. If you don't have insulin in your blood, you will not put on fat. You won't store anything, period. And when you do have insulin, all the sugar that's in your blood, as well as fats and proteins, will be driven into your tissues. And if you're not burning them into muscles, it all goes into the fat. That's how it works. And how do you get insulin? By eating carbohydrates. So if you don't eat carbohydrates, you won't produce insulin and you won't get fat. Look at bodybuilders. What does a bodybuilder do? They eat garbage, carbohydrates, all year long, and they bulk up. And it's called dirty bulking because they get fat when they're doing it. And then when it comes time for competition, depending on their body and how well they've trained, etc., sometimes it's 12 weeks out, sometimes it's 16 weeks out, they cut the carbs. That's how they get ripped. And you don't say, well, it's all chemicals, because there's natural bodybuilders too. They just don't have the muscle mass. Without the artificial testosterone, you won't get the muscle mass. But they get just as ripped. Natural bodybuilders. How do they do it? They replace the carbohydrates with fat and protein. They go to keto. And some of them go towards carnal. That's how you do it. They're still eating thousands of calories. Thousands. You wouldn't believe how much a bodybuilder eats. I used to eat 5,000 calories a day. I didn't put on any fat. So if you want to not be fat, don't have insulin. You don't want insulin, don't eat carbohydrates. All carbs can turn to sugar, even fiber. Fiber is not good for you. So if weight is your problem, if you're afraid of getting fat, get rid of the carbs. Go keto, go ketovore, go carnivore. And all depends on your body. Some people can get away with 100 grams of carbs a day, total carbs, not net, total. Others 50, some 20. 20 grams total carbs a day is considered true keto. I'm less than that. I'm carnivore. I just don't consume plant products. I've had too many health issues from consuming plants. Plants have been murdering me for 55 years, so I got off of that. And now my health is starting to slowly come back in many ways. Even my fingernails, I've noticed, have started growing faster now that I'm not eating carbohydrates. So look at the carnivore diet. That's my suggestion. It's doing wonders for me as we follow through. This is the beginning of week 1. I'm sitting here having my bulletproof coffee. I ain't hungry. I probably won't eat till noon, maybe not till supper. We'll see. Till next time.